Morning, it's the 13th of June now. It's Tuesday again, Tuesday morning. Time for the weekly update, what I've been doing in my business. So I've got some notes here just so I can remember what to talk about. Lots been going on. This morning I've done a few more updates to my barbecue affiliate website, and I've been recording my screen and narrating as I've done this, because I'm going to use this to help show people and that have taken my course, and also other people, how I've modified and updated my website. So I've done a bit of that this morning, but the rest of the week has some great news. So our first product for my new sort of physical products launch. So I've got this affiliate website in the cycling niche, and me and a partner have teamed up and decided to really sort of run products into this. So we got a sample created and sent over, and it's a production ready sample, just so we can see what the end product's going to be like. And we put this on our website and listed it for sale, and we emailed our email list, and we sent out 2 emails about this, and the first one went out to everyone, the second one went out again to people that didn't bother opening the first one for whatever reason. And overall, from the 2 emails combined, we had over a 40% open rate and about a 17% click-through rate. Maybe about 400 people opened the email, so 400 people, they're into cycling, but they probably don't want this product just now, so we didn't sell that. But I also created a listing on Amazon, and I just set it up, did no promotion, just set it up, put in images, wrote some decent copy and just put it up there. It's a £30 product, selling for $29.97 on Amazon, and within a week it's sold, which is great. And so I've just posted that off to the customer, so I'm going to hopefully get some feedback from them soon, so hopefully they'll really like it. And if they do like it, no negatives or no major negatives, more positives, we'll get onto China and get 100 units manufactured and shipped over, and we'll start selling them as a proper run through. So that's great. So that's shipped off, and some pretty cool stats from this. The listing, because it's brand new and not really optimized at all, we just put it up there, and we're hoping the uniqueness of the product will stand out. There's a lot of competition, but hopefully ours is a bit unique. Actually, it had 5 sessions, unique sessions, had like 30 odd page views in total, but 5 sessions which are unique people viewing it. So 5 people have viewed the listing on Amazon. One of them is me, one of them is my partner. So really 3 other people, 3 real potential customers viewed the product. Actually, one of them ended up buying. So that's a 33% conversion rate, which is pretty amazing. From a brand new listing, no reviews, brand new seller, because we set up a whole new seller account, no promotion at all. So I'm very happy with that. So that's gone off. I've also this week shipped off a couple of other packages from home, from my house here, to Amazon, and they are products from my other e-commerce brand that I've had lying around the house. So customer returns that are in perfect quality, and also some other samples, some other units. I've packaged them up, sent them off to Amazon. I've also arranged for that other e-commerce, my UK e-commerce brand. I've got a whole load of shipment, 1,000 units coming from China, and they've arrived at Felixstowe docks, and they've gone through customs. I've arranged all the paperwork, so hopefully either later this week or definitely next week they will be into Amazon too. So I'll have that inventory back into stock, because I've run out of stock of 2 main products, which isn't great. Okay, so moving on to the Amazon Japan business, we've been working hard on this as well. So we've got 2 interns working on this at the moment, Charles and JT, doing great work. So we've got a clear vision. We've had some meetings with my partner John. We've been discussing the roles of each of us. There's 4 of us working on it now, our roles, our goals, and we're going to start being accountable. So at the end of each week, we're going to write a mini sort of 5 bullet point report, just on what we've done and how we've moved forward, how we've moved the business forward in each of our different areas. So my role is mainly content, writing, publishing content on the website, managing the website in general, and also I'm going to be the primary supervisor for the interns, a few other jobs as well. I do all the Amazon listings, take care of all the Amazon side of stuff. John, he is the main salesperson. His role is to be getting clients on board. So email and telephone calls, getting on the phone to clients, which he's been doing. Also finance, and also general management of other things, and the shipping and communicating with his wife, who is Japanese, who takes care of all the Japanese side of things. He's translation. So actually, there's actually 5 of us in the business. So Kayo, his wife, John's wife, is going to be taking care of the Japan translations, communicating with the customers, communicating with the shipping company in Japan. So that's all the roles, and the 2 roles of the interns are clear. So we've got 2 main avenues we're pursuing at the moment. We've got a big list of other options. We've got 2 main avenues we're pursuing at the moment to get clients. One is Charles, who is direct outreach to individual companies that are currently selling on Amazon UK, just to say you should sell on Amazon Japan. It's basically direct email marketing to them, and then when we get a response, it's up to John to either communicate via email manually or get on the phone and chat to them, which is what we're doing. And it's been really positive. So we'll probably contacted maybe 50 or 60 companies. We've had a 30% reply rate. Remember, this is a cold email, so that's a fantastic reply rate. And about 40% of these replies have been positive to potential. None of them have been negative, but 40% have been potential positive customers. So John needs to follow up and sort of nurture these, either customers now or customers in the future. And the other 60% that we class as negative, but it's not people telling us to stop harassing or anything like that. It's just people saying, oh, no, thank you. It's not something we're looking at the moment. So it's going great. And then JT, the other intern, his role is to build a community around selling in Japan, selling Amazon Japan. So he's doing that. He's set up and launching a community all around this on Facebook and also on our website. And we're going to look to build and nurture this community and offer loads of advice, loads of information, loads of help, and just build a community around people that are selling online and want to sell on Amazon Japan. And also JT, his role is to build up a network of influencers in this area and create a relationship with these influencers through the blogs or through other communities and things like that. So we're going to have kind of this part of it is going to be increasing our awareness and authority in the space, whereas the other part is direct outreach to customers. So that's our two avenues at the moment to get clients. Still early days, but I'm really happy with how it's going. Okay, so sticking with Amazon Japan, so the products we're actually selling ourselves in Japan. That was all what I've talked about, was all the service side of things, but we're actually selling our own products. Our main one, which is my UK product, we shipped over there. We shipped 1,000 units over there a few months ago. But recently we've hit #1 bestseller spot in our category and sales have jumped up. So we had a record day yesterday or the day before of 18 sales in a day, which was great. Selling at 1499 yen, which is about 10 or 11 pounds, which is at the lower end of what we want to go to. But we've actually just put a price up yesterday to 2,000 yen, which is around 15 pounds. So £4 or £5 more we're making per sale, and we've sold 10 today at that price. So I'm really happy with that. So 20,000 yen today. So basically, for the same number of units, for 10 sales, we've made about £40 to £50 more, just by putting the price up a little bit, which is great. So we're going to leave it at this price and see how it goes for a while. Okay, so then finally, another thing I want to talk about, final main work thing I want to talk about. I've got a couple of other rants I want to do in a minute, but the main work thing is my wife, who's taking care of the affiliate website. She set up a brand new affiliate website targeting kind of the parenting niche, which our main e-commerce brands around. Because this affiliate website is going to serve two purposes. It's going to drive its own traffic and make its own affiliate sales and commissions. So it's going to generate money, but it's also going to funnel people through to my main e-commerce brand. But she's been working on that, setting this up from scratch. So she's been getting loads of content on there, and she's actually, instead of writing it herself, she's created standard operating procedures, SOPs, to create content exactly how she wants it. And she's got writers from Upwork.com to write the content for her, following her exact process, and it's going really well. So I think she's going to get about 25 articles on there. These are about 1,000 words each. So this is pretty substantial. And she's paying $15 per article, which is pretty reasonable, and the quality is decent. So she's very happy with it. So this is still coming. She's got a few more to come in from Upwork, and then she's going to publish them. She's got 2 main writers, and she's been publishing them. So hopefully by the end of this week, she'll have almost the website just about finished, which is fantastic, and she can start working on other ones. I've got 4 other ones to do as well, in the same area. So in total, there'll be 5 new websites we can get set up. It'll probably cost maybe $300 or $400 in total to get all the content for each website. But I'm happy to pay that. So for $400 or $500, $300 to $500 to get a website completely created from scratch with 20 to 25 1,000 word articles is pretty amazing. So I'm happy with that. So that's progressing well as well. Okay, so a couple of final things I want to talk about. One is VAT. And as a relatively small business owner, selling online, selling on Amazon, selling my own physical products, I feel that I'm being restrained and my growth is being capped by all the kind of taxes that are coming our way. So one thing is corporation tax, which you have to pay. It's a tax on profits, 20% tax on profits. But it's a little bit hard to take for me because I'm investing all my profits into buying more stock. So basically my bank account will show very low amount of money in the account because all the money is tied up in stock, either being manufactured in China or shipped across or in storage. At the moment, I'm taking as little money as physically possible out of the business. So most of my income comes from my affiliate websites and savings at the moment for me to live off. The rest has been pumped straight into buying more and more stock and growing this e-commerce business. So whereas my business bank account may be very low, I'm still having to pay corporation tax on profits, and even though I've invested all the profits straight into more products, this money I've invested is still counted as profits in the business because these are assets in the business, sellable assets in the business. So they're counted towards the profits. So I'm paying my 20% on all money I've paid out already to buy stock. So it's quite hard to take. So I've got to make sure I've got enough money in my account when needed to pay for this corporation tax bill, even though all my money's tied up somewhere else. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's grinds with me a little bit. But I'm happy to pay that because I understand it. It is essentially money in the business, profits in the business, even though I'm buying stuff with it. So I understand that. There probably is a way around it if I wanted to get a bit schemy, but I'm happy to do that. But VAT is a real killer for me, and it's something I think needs to change because I reached a threshold. So a while ago, a few months ago, I reached a threshold selling on Amazon of selling over £83,000 worth of stuff in a 12-month period, which is the threshold. So I got VAT registered, which basically means I have to start paying 20% of all sales to the government. I can claim back VAT, so my import VAT that I have to pay when I get stuff imported from China, I can claim that back. But the difference isn't that great because there's not much other stuff I can claim VAT back on because I don't buy a lot of stuff into the business I can claim that back on. So I've got two options. One is I can either increase my prices by 20%, so charge a customer 20% more and then just pay that extra 20% to the government. But I can't really do that because Amazon Marketplace is so competitive and the prices I'm at now are around the same as everyone else. So if I suddenly bump my price up by 20%, my sales will definitely drop, all else being equal. And then if my sales drop too much, I'll start to appear further down the search results on Amazon, and then suddenly I make hardly any sales, and then it's all gone wrong. So I need to be competitive price wise, so I can't really put my price up 20%. So my other option is I'm just going to have to absorb those costs. I'm just going to have to take a 20% hit on profits. But because a lot of my products are quite competitive, the margins are really tight anyway. So it's just like I'm losing 20% just overnight, just paying it out, which I really don't think's fair in a way to do it. Because if you compare it to, say, for example, a software product, once it's made, there's not many other prices or the costs associated with it. There's probably any shipping costs, and you've got the product there, and you can create millions of duplicates of it for free. So basically, any sale is 100% profit. But for my business and other e-commerce online physical products businesses, I sell it at a sale price. Amazon takes a big cut automatically. Then I've got my original product cost to go out, and I've got the shipping cost to go out, and then I've got potential returns to come in that all come off the profit margin. So if I sell it for £10, I'll probably end up when I have to pay this 20% VAT. So basically, I only get in £8.33 if you work out 20% of it. So about £1.67 or something like that is VAT payable. So in theory, I've been charging that extra to the customer. So I'm selling my product for £8.33 now, plus the £1.67 makes it £10. So I'm basically going to sell it for £10. I get £8.33. Then Amazon takes all its money out of that. I have to take my product cost out of that. So I probably make about 70p or something from this £10 sale. It's quite hard to take because I don't think that's fair. I think if they're going to charge VAT, which is fine because businesses should contribute to the economy and all the rest of it, but it should be VAT on something else than just pure sales, because it's not a fair situation. And if the government is taking this VAT off, potentially that could be pushing me into a negative. I could be losing money for every sale I make. So yes, I could increase my prices, but then things get more competitive and I make less sales and I'll be losing money overall. So that's something that's really annoyed me. I've written an article about this on my website if you want to hear more about it. There may be a way to save a little bit of money by changing to a flat rate scheme, VAT scheme, where I pay just a flat rate, instead of paying 20% and then claim back 20% of it, and then I could just get charged 7.5% on all sales and I can't claim back anything, which, and I've worked it out, I do save money doing that compared to the normal VAT. So I'm going to switch over to that. So my accountant's taking care of that for me. So I will make a little bit more per sale in the future, but still it's hard to take that I'm just having to pay this money out. So I think there needs to be a fairer way of doing it. It's not just a VAT on pure sale number. It should be VAT on maybe what you take home. Anyway, that's just me complaining. I'm sure you'll have your own opinions. And finally, another thing I want to talk about is Google. Google's just released a new statement about sort of spammy tactics and in mainly to do with link building. And I read this article today, and again, it's a bit. The conclusion was, don't worry about building links. Just create great content, and things will happen naturally, which is fair enough. And that's kind of what I do with my affiliate websites. And in some low competition areas, it does work. But you kind of get to a level. This is from experience. I've done a lot of these now. You kind of get to a level with no backlinking, and you can slowly increase it, but it can take years to get to any decent level. If you really want to compete with the big boys in your area, in your niche, you've got to generate lots of backlinks, because it's fine Google saying, oh, don't worry about backlinks, they'll come naturally, but then they use it as a ranking factor. So anyone that's actively getting backlinks to whatever tactics are going to rank better than you if Google can't prove they're spammy. And what they were saying in this article was basically, don't create roundup articles of experts, and then use this to link back to other websites you own. So don't say 10 experts give their opinion on whatever, and you list 10 experts and their opinion, and then you link back to these experts, but also link to other websites you own, or publish this article on someone else's website, and all the links go back to your different websites. So saying don't do that, because that's like spammy, because you're almost recommending your own website to people, which isn't a true link. It's saying create these roundup posts, fair enough, if it adds real value to the person reading it, but it's kind of saying you shouldn't bombard people with emails telling them about your article and telling them to link to you, because this can be seen as spammy as well. People should mark it as spam if you do this. But this is kind of the whole outreach and promotion process that people tell you to do if you really want to move on. And say creating the content is probably 30%, 70% is the marketing and promotion, trying to get people aware of your product. So Google's final conclusion just saying, oh yeah, create great content and everything will happen, I think it's a bit naive and a bit misleading to people, especially when they rely so heavily on links, backlinks to rank products. So that's another something that's peeved me a little bit today. But I'm going to stick to my strategy for my content. I don't do really any link building because it's not something I enjoy doing, and it's kind of something I really would rather spend my time doing something else. So I focus on creating good quality content, and I hope that if I create enough of it, enough will get ranked in Google, and I will rank. And I've seen most of my content does, but to get to number one spot in Google, you really do need a lot of backlinks for competitive keywords. So that's something you may want to think about. Okay, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, so you can see the kind of things I'm thinking about in my daily life or in the last week of my business. And I'll keep you updated again on Twitter if you are more daily. I'm going to share things of my own and share things I read for the people, and also I'll create another video next week. Okay, cheers. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. It just gives you a glimpse of what I get into on a day-to-day basis running my business, gives you ideas on what I'm up to and what I've got done and my future plans. What I would love for you to do is check out my other videos to get more of a general view of what I do, but also make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new videos, and also head over to my website at www.neilcurtis.me, where you'll see a load of more stuff about what I do in my business, and also get some ideas and tips about how you could start your own online business. And then finally, hit me up on Twitter, that is at NeilCurtisMe, or one word, so you can hear more regular updates throughout the day of what I'm getting up to. Okay, hope to see you on those channels. Cheers.